Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Celestial Oracle Codes. This is part 5 of this powerful 5-part series, and this is the culmination point. This is the arrival, this is the moment where the energy shifts from waiting to receiving. The title of this reading is What You've Been Waiting For Is Here, because I want you to feel that in your spirit before we even pull the cards. Because this is not a reading about wishful thinking. This is not a reading about forcing hope, where your soul knows there's been exhaustion. This is not a reading telling you to keep waiting forever, while life keeps giving you signs but no substance. No. This reading is about the point where the spiritual becomes physical and the unseen becomes visible, the prayer becomes confirmation, the lesson becomes reward, and the seed becomes the harvest. So this is the moment where the energy says, you don't need to imagine it. And you didn't. You didn't wait for nothing. You didn't keep going on in vain. You were being prepared for the moment when what was promised would finally meet you in the form you could hold, recognize, experience, and receive. So if you've been asking, when is it finally going to happen? When do I finally get to see the results? When does the door open? When does the blessing land? When does the love, opportunity, clarity, breakthrough, or confirmation arrive? This reading is answering now. Something is here, something has crossed over. It's like this huge threshold energy where it's almost, I'm seeing in my mind's eye the Eight of Cups in reverse, and it's like spinning. So that lets me know that it is in reverse and upright. So that shows an energy of someone who maybe not only has recently walked away from something that no longer served them and ultimately was something that couldn't teach them or fulfill them in life, but also does it let me know that you just shifted from reverse, right? Eight of Cups energy into from the person who was trying to make the emotionally challenging situation work, trying to make the stress work, trying to make the disrespect work, trying to make whatever environment you were in work, and ultimately in spite of yourself, right? In spite of your highest good. And this shows that there was a shift where a whole lot of the collective has left an environment, a circumstance, a situation, a relationship, or even just a internal feeling and state and way of being that has really liberated you and reconnected you with a deeper sense of purpose and direction in your life. So that is the energy that's coming through here. Something is here. Something is crossed over. Something that once only moving behind the scenes is beginning to show itself in your actual life. That's what that means. As always, take what resonates and lovingly leave what doesn't. And never give your power away to a reading. And this message is here for confirmation, clarity, encouragement, and spiritual reflection. Your intuition, your relationship with the Most High, your discernment, and your lived experience always comes first. So this is a collective reading. So every detail may not belong to every person, but if the message found you and you feel it in your body, your heart, your spirit, or your circumstances, there may be something here for you. And I pray that only what is aligned with your highest good, your peace, your protection, your healing, your purpose, and your divine path comes through this message. Before we go into this spread, before I even pull cards, let's honor the journey this series has taken us through. Part 1 was about hidden movement. Something was shifting behind the scenes before you could see proof. Something was being rearranged, removed, prepared, or aligned outside of your awareness and maybe beyond your understanding. Okay, so I'm hearing that too. Part 2 was about the opportunity beginning to approach, and the energy was no longer far away. It was moving closer. The delay was not dead space. I'm hearing it was divine positioning. So part 3 revealed that the opportunity was closer than you realized. And the confirmation was already near. The door was already starting to open, or another one was starting to close, and the thing you thought was still far off was actually already entering your field or your energy. And ultimately, part 4 said your effort is about to pay off because your prayers, discipline, healing, tears, resilience, patience, and faith were not wasted. Ultimately, this can come from an unexpected turn of events that turns out to be a blessing in disguise, but at the end of the day, the seeds were beginning to produce visible results, right? And now part 5 says, the manifestation is here. This is the completion of the arc. Faith became recognition. If I'm seeing spinning 8 of Cups energy, that shows faith becoming recognition, recognition becoming reward through doing things that were in the greatest good of you. And also, a reward now becomes receiving because you hold this new frequency. I love that energy. Hidden movement became approaching opportunity. Okay, so approaching opportunity is really coming through. So with Libra, with Libra energy coming out here, it is a big indicator that scales are being balanced, and also there is a deep connection to the mental state right now. So there's a very balanced mental state that's happening where you maybe just flowing with the way that the life is, taking you right now. You're trusting in the way that things are occurring in your life, even if it seems like disruptive or a little chaotic. You're still understanding that chaos precedes the balance, and so something is coming in. This means to fulfill and balance whatever has been disrupting you in this life. So that's a very, very powerful message coming through. And so that shows us that the approaching opportunity is now becoming visible results. Visible results are now becoming manifestation. So that's what I'm hearing. All right, so this is where... Oh, awesome. All right. So this is where not only you get back into that nurturing aspect and just that luxurious kind of life where you actually immerse yourself in your healing and just the things that truly make you feel good, light you up. I'm hearing stimulate your senses and truly reignite you and reunite you, okay, with the joys and beauty, luxury, creative aspects, and supportive nature of the universe, with Venus coming out. Also, for some of you, this is love entering, especially with Venus and Libra on the board. So something that you might be entertaining mentally or doing to excel or build into your mental state or just control your mind. So this can be belief system rewiring, incorporating a new mindset, behavioral switches, perceptual switches, or releasing any emotionally charged situation or any other circumstance that no longer serves you and now is contributing to this new fulfillment that is coming through in your life, right? Libra and Venus energy, with a balance to what has ever been disrupting your life, and a powerful, see how that is, it looks like a lightning bolt. Well, Rahu is a Reiki symbol, and it's just about as powerful as a lightning bolt. So ultimately, this can infuse a whole new kind of power and attunement to a beautiful, balanced, and nurturing, supportive environment. That's what that means. That's what's coming in. And so this is where you stop only believing for it and start making room to receive it too, right? Venus and Libra and Rahu are huge receiving energy. This is, I'm magnetizing and I'm using my presence to create the balance I need in my life and ultimately align with what nurtures me, supports me, and creates new, I'm hearing realities, okay? A new experience in reality for you. So you may know this message is for you if recently you have, okay, felt under the weather or even under attack and or you felt something shift in the atmosphere around you. All right, You may know this is for you if maybe things have been feeling strangely final with the Pisces energy coming out, and your intuition and your psychic abilities have almost taken on another level. Well, some of you, this is a complete psychic ability upgrade. Okay, so this is deep third eye and solar plexus energy activation. For others, this is a deep, higher emotional, higher heart activation, actually, that is connecting you. See how it's not only Pisces, but there's like this ocean back there. So it's connecting you to a deeper sense of feeling and a nurturing support that ultimately allows your feelings to intuitively guide you right into your next steps in alignment, and also help you to communicate with the divine, and ultimately leading you to this new balanced, harmonious, and creatively manifested life is what I'm hearing. All right, so you may know this message is for you if things have, yeah, just felt final, but not necessarily bad. Like an old version of your life no longer has the same access to you. And you may have felt yourself emotionally detaching from things you used to beg for. You may have stopped needing certain apologies. You may have stopped waiting for certain people to understand you. You may have stopped explaining your worth to places, people, systems, connections, or environments that kept mishandling you. And at the same time, you may have started noticing small but powerful confirmations, right? A message, a conversation, a dream, a repeated number, a sudden opportunity, a person's energy changing, a door opening, a new idea, a strange sense of peace coming into your mind or your body, and a solution appearing, or a feeling that something is closer than it has ever been. It can be any or all of these things, you guys. So for some of you, this may already be showing up through work, money, purpose, career, visibility, creative recognition, business movement, spiritual gifts, or even a new path opening after a period of confusion, honestly. For others, this may be showing up through love, reconciliation, emotional clarity, and soul recognition with Caduceus and Pisces coming out. So, with all of that, right? That's all that these cards represent. like that's what everything. It's the heart opening. Or it can finally be you understanding why something could not come together before, or why it wasn't right for you. Or for others, this is deeply personal. So this may be the arrival of self-respect for a lot, right? Where we just do right by ourselves and stop doing things in spite of ourselves to, make others feel better because they feel entitled to our submission or to our grief and dissatisfaction and disrespect. And so the arrival of peace, the arrival of clarity, the arrival of courage, and the arrival of a new identity. So that's the arrival of your own power coming back into your body. And because sometimes what you've been waiting for is not only a person, a check, or a phone call, or a house, or a job, or a platform, or an opportunity. Sometimes what you've been waiting for is yourself, right? And the version of you who finally knows, I'm worthy now, I'm ready now, I was always good enough, I belong, I'm capable, I don't have to be perfect, and I've always been significant. That one. And I don't need to chase what is divinely assigned to me. I can receive without shrinking. I can be blessed without guilt. I can be chosen without abandoning myself. And I can move forward without needing everyone from my past to understand why. So that is arrival too, just so you know. For this reading, we're looking at 7 main messages. So we've got our main 5 out here, right? So we're asking what has arrived, all right? Woo! Let's see. Anyway, we already have 5 out here, but so obviously we can see that what's arrived is mental clarity and balancing your life. like hello, Libra energy. And also this heavy Venusian energy. So this is also connection to more luxurious aspects of life and just the things that light you up and actually make you happy. And also this is deep, deep, healthy soul aligned connections and opportunities and visibility and recognition and acknowledgement and mutually beneficial relationships, balanced relationships coming into your life. So that is what is arriving for some and has arrived for others. So we are also asking, what might you not recognize yet? Whoop. Okay, so there's our 6, which is the cross. We'll get into it. But at the end of the day, the 7th is infinity. Beautiful. Look at that. The cross and infinity. Okay. So we've got Libra, Venus, Raku, Caduceus, Pisces, cross, infinity. Heavy ascended master energy, elder brother energy. Heavy Caduceus, angelic energy. With Venus and Caduceus, Libra, Pisces, infinity cross out here. That is heavy divine feminine awakened energy as well. All right, so secret message is Aquarius. So you are doing things in a new way to see new outcomes in your life. All right. And we'll see with all of these. So yeah, infinity is what comes next. I'm just going to let you know. And what action helps anchor this manifestation? Well, that's the cross. So we'll get into exactly what that means. And Pisces is definitely what you're being asked to receive right now. So those are your spiritual and psychic gifts you're being asked to receive, all right? And what you're being rewarded is a new lease on life, health, healing, re-empowerment is also a form of the Caduceus, justice, divine justice, and a new alignment with a new environment that truly incorporates the kind of energy that a bright light and spirit like yours deserves. So beautiful. With Venus coming out, it's coming to balance your life. And ultimately, Venus is also what you might not be recognizing yet, which is that your life is, with Venus coming out, it means that you might not be recognizing that you are in a very creative and luxurious time where something is not only being asked to be created and birthed through you or supported and nurtured by you, but also for you to do these things for yourself. So you should be supporting and nurturing yourself and really tuning into the finer things in life for yourself or whatever lights you up. So it doesn't always have to be the finer things. It can just be going out in nature, but doing things to really calm and soothe the central nervous system and wake the senses up and really connect you with your sensual nature and the things that truly light you up and create a harmonious balance feeling on the inside that will help to connect you or connect you if you've never been connected with these new and true abilities, these innate traits and capabilities that you have. Innate traits and capabilities mean singular to you and cannot be learned by any other. So at the end of the day, let's get into the cards. So Spirit, the first card is showing us the manifestation that has crossed the threshold, right? So a new balancing, a rebalancing in your life, that's Libra energy. So this is the energy, opportunity, blessing, confirmation, or shift that is no longer just in preparation. This is what has entered the room, okay? Even if you don't see it clearly, it is definitely with you. So, beautiful soul, what you've been waiting for is here. But Spirit wants you to understand what here means. Here means it has crossed the threshold. And here means it has entered your field, Venus. And here means the energy is no longer just hidden, Raku. Okay? Here means confirmation is beginning to appear with Caduceus, right? So this is where you feel freed, empowered, confident, worthy, deserving, and actually magnetizing the things that make you feel that way in your life. So here is the door opening as well. With this Aquarius energy coming out, this is a whole new lease on life and take in the way that you approach your life. So here means the waiting season is over. That's what this energy is. here means you're being asked to stop living as though nothing has changed, because something has changed. Your energy has changed with Libra and Venus on the board, with Rahu coming out and Caduceus, and the Infinity and Cross ending the reading. That shows me that there's a huge shift in the vibration and frequency, right? So you're doing things different, and you are ultimately feeling different about things. So your standards have changed. That means your minimum standard is rising. Your minimal tolerance level is rising, right? So there's some things you put up with before, some disrespects and all the things, right? Doesn't always have to be an emotional or a conflicted thing, but usually it's conflicted, right? Because it's things that are less elevated. So it can even be something like homelessness, right? There's just a new minimum standard is like, if you have that minimum standard, that means that you would never allow yourself to be homeless. And there's a lot of people, most people are that way, honestly. So your relationship with yourself has changed. Your capacity to receive has changed. And your tolerance for confusion has changed. So your willingness to portray yourself has changed as well. And your discernment has changed, and your faith has changed. And ultimately, because you changed, your timeline can now respond differently. So that's where this Aquarius energy comes up as the last energy that kind of was, I'll actually put it down here because it was kind of following that infinity. So this is why certain things could not arrive while you were still negotiating with the old version of yourself. The blessing needed a version of you who would not abandon themselves to keep it. The opportunity needed a version of you who would not shrink once visibility came. And the love needed a version of you who would not confuse anxiety with chemistry. The abundance needed a version of you who would not spin from fear or receive with guilt. So the new chapter needed a version of you who understood that peace is not boring, okay? Peace is safe. Peace is holy. Peace is evidence. Peace is full fulfillment, right? Peace is evidence of alignment. And now you're ready to receive something that does not require the old survival pattern. So for those of you who are asking about love, connection, reconciliation, divine counterpart energy, or emotional fulfillment, this reading says something has arrived in the heart space. So this could be communication with this heavy Libra energy and Venus energy coming out. That is heavy love communication energy for those of you who are desiring that alignment. So this could be emotional recognition. This could be someone realizing your value. This could definitely be a direct communication, romantic or soul-aligned platonic, either one. And this could be someone realizing your value, or this could be a heart opening. So this could be closure that frees you for better life. And this could be a new person entering your life as well. This could be the returning your own ability to feel safe, desired, chosen, and emotionally available again. But the guidance is clear. Don't receive love through the wound that waited. Receive love through the wisdom that healed, right? This is the wisdom that healed. Raku and Kadesi is coming out. That is deep healing wisdom and deep healing energy. So that means you do not have to chase. You don't have to prove. You don't have to overfunction. And you don't have to accept crumbs because you waited a long time. For some of you, the fact that you waited does not mean you should lower your standards when something arrives. Well, for all of you, that's what that means. Okay? For all of you, for everyone. That's for everyone. For everyone. Just remember, the fact that you waited does not mean you should lower your standards when something arrives. Ever. It means you should honor the growth that prepared you. Always. And if something is coming towards you, let their actions speak. And if a conversation is opening, stand grounded. If a new love is entering, do not punish it for old pain. And if old love returns, discern whether it was truly grown or whether it only misses your access. This manifestation in love must match your self-respect. That is what I'm hearing. Because the real arrival is not just being wanted. And you are very loving and very giving. So the real arrival is being loved in a way that does not cost you your spirit. That's what that means. This is very loving and giving energy. The only thing that can make this more loving and giving is if Taurus energy was in here with it. Right? And so for those asking about work and career, money, purpose, creative success, business, consent, I'm hearing, and content, I'm hearing for others. Okay, visibility or your next level. This reading says the door is opening. Your effort is beginning to meet opportunities. So this could show up as a new idea, a client, a job shift, an invitation, a platform opening, a message, a collaboration, or financial improvement, I'm hearing. Okay. And or a creative breakthrough also. Or a sudden sense of direction after confusion. Great. Okay, so what spirit is ultimately saying is don't minimize the opening because it starts small, and don't undercut small things because they weren't as big as you wanted them to be in the beginning. So like that is a heavy message coming through. A simple invitation can become a destiny connection. Just remember that. This kind of energy starts with usually a small connection that feels more balanced and peaceful, with Libra coming out. That leads to a more harmonious connection or deeper fulfillment on an emotional level, and ultimately leads to things moving faster and the energy shifting into a more healing atmosphere that is intuitively connected and leaves you feeling connected to the divine in infinite ways. So that is a channel message coming through for a lot of you. A small door can lead to a major room. A simple invitation can become a destiny connection. It really, really can. And one post can shift momentum. One conversation can confirm the next step. One decision can close the old timeline and open the new one. You're being asked to take your gift seriously. Not from pressure, not from ego, not from desperation, and not from anything that is substandard, right? A new minimum standard means that whatever we're doing now needs to reach our tolerance level, and also the tolerance level of what we want to manifest in our life. So that means we're doing this from stewardship. The thing you've been building, healing, practicing, studying, praying over, and showing up for is ready for more physical movement. So let yourself be seen, let your receiving season really come through and fulfill you. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, so let yourself receive support. That's what that means. And let yourself charge appropriately as well. Let yourself be found. Let yourself speak. Let yourself create. Let yourself stop hiding behind preparation when Spirit has already given you permission to move. And the manifestation is here, but it needs your participation. So that's a strong message coming through. Spiritually, this reading says you've been completing, for some of you I'm hearing, and completed a major inner cycle for others. So that's a huge shift in the collective period. You're not the same person you were when this waiting season began. And something has been preparing you for you to meet the life that this other life that you left behind is lower vibrational. It just is. Even the people associated with it know it. Okay? They can act like they don't. But at the end of the day, they do. And so you need to know that you're aspiring to higher heights. That's what's coming through spiritually for this collective and anyone who is still in here in this reading. This reading says you've definitely completed a major inner cycle. So a major outer cycle is going to culminate or ultimately lead to an integration that leads you to being embodied to create the life you love. So you're not the same person you were at all. Your intuition is sharper, your discernment is stronger, your standards are higher, your peace matters more, your connection to the Most High is deeper, and your understanding of divine timing has matured. So that's an identity shift. And now Spirit is saying, don't keep identifying as the person who's still waiting. That season served its purpose. You're entering a receiving season. I keep saying it, so I'm going to keep going back to it. I'm sorry. This does not mean everything will be perfect, but you got to know that this is heavy receiving energy. With the love aspect, the only thing that can make it more receiving is Taurus being here. Okay? So this does not mean everything will be perfect, right? But it does mean the energetic posture changes, right? It does not mean there will be no choices to make. It doesn't mean every blessing will arrive exactly how the mind expected. You're no longer standing outside the promise. You're standing at the door. And all you got to do is walk through. And for some of you, the door is already open, right? Now the question is, will you walk in as the new version of yourself? That's all that you're being asked to do. Your vibration and frequency is what's getting you there. It is the most practical step for you. So, my practical guidance, since we're talking about practicality here, is first notice what has recently entered your life. Okay? Don't only focus on what is still missing or what's leaving. Look at what has shifted. Look at what has opened. Look at how far you've come. Look at what feels different. Look at what has been confirmed just by the proceedings and by the experiences in your life. Make room is the second thing coming through. Clear emotional space, clear physical space, clear energetic space, clear schedule space, clear mental space, okay? You can't keep organizing your life around the old cycle while asking the new cycle to land. So Spirit is truly asking with this third thing that you receive without guilt. You are allowed to be blessed. Oh, it's such a strong, powerful message coming through. I don't care if you have to use subliminal, self-hypnosis. Get control of your mind and understand how powerful you are. And then let that be your guide, okay? And another thing that's coming through is you can do RTF tapping. So you can, and please focus on your breath work. One of the deepest and best things you've ever done for yourself, I'm hearing, is when you truly breathe deeply and control your central nervous system. So you're allowed to be chosen, okay? And you're allowed to be in peace and calm. You are allowed to be paid as well. You're allowed to be loved. You're allowed to be seen. You're allowed to be at peace. So the fourth thing is move when guided. Heavy move with guided energy. Crossing an infinity is heavy move when guided energy. This is I am guided by the divine. I have a divine purpose. My purpose is unfolding and manifesting in my life. And ultimately, when the doors open, don't freeze because the waiting season trained you to expect delay. So that's what that means. Move when guided. Take the step, right? That equals this new reality. What was the age of Aquarius for everyone when we were entering it in the eras, right? It was the new era where everything changed and things were going to be different and finally blah, 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 blah. And, you know, things were finally going to start balancing out in a way where, do you see these people? Look at that. That's Aquarius energy. But look at what they're doing. They are literally, they have full buckets, or what I like to call infinitely full buckets, right? Eternal buckets that they're just pouring out onto the earth because they're so fulfilled. That's what that equals. So, the heavy Aquarius energy. So that means take the step. Make the call, send the message, post the offering, accept the invitation, have the conversation. Say yes to what is aligned. Say no to what is not. That's it. Fifth, protect the manifestation with your new standards, right? Your new set of boundaries that are balancing your life, your new self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-worth, and worthiness. I'm hearing like you have a deep understanding of your worthiness and deservedness and your value. That's what this energy is. This heavy Pisces, Libra, and Venus energy. It's a very loving energy, a very in tune energy, but it is also a self-loving and self-nurturing energy, right? That's the energy that knows I have to fill my cup first before I can just pour it out onto others, and I can't just let everybody drain off of me for free. Okay, that's that energy. So protect the manifestation. Not everyone gets access to this version of you. You have to start seeing that. And so some people are going to fall away. You got to be okay with that. Some places are going to fall away. You got to be okay with that. Because you are rising into a set of alignment and vibrations and frequencies and even rooms, okay? We can talk about it in the straight up physical. You are going in rooms that they will never get to go in. You're going in places that they will only get to see in magazines. You're going to be in places that they can only dream, okay? So they will aspire and feel like all of the things that they felt like made them better in their lives than you were in your life will actually be the things that make them feel like they're lesser soon. So at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about any of that. Not every old pattern gets to enter your new chapter. Not every person from the waiting season belongs in the receiving season. Period, point blank. So let the message and let the blessing land in a clear space and a clean space, okay? So you can repeat these affirmations after me or receive them in your spirit if you feel called to. I'm ready to receive what is aligned with my highest good. What I have been waiting for is allowed to arrive now. I release the identity of endless waiting. I welcome divine confirmation in physical form. I trust that my effort was not wasted. I allow blessings to come without guilt, fear, or self-sabotage. I am worthy of peace, love, abundance, clarity, and support. I recognize the blessing even when it arrives differently than expected. I make room for the life I pray for. I do not chase what is divinely assigned to me. I receive with wisdom. I receive with discernment. I receive with gratitude. I receive as the healed, growing, powerful version of myself. The waiting season is ending. The receiving season has begun. What is for me may now meet me in peace. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. This is the final part of the series, and the message is clear. What you've been waiting for is here. The journey was not random. You are in that now moment. You are that now human. You are the new, beautiful, true, and always been you, okay? So the approaching opportunity mattered. The visible results mattered. The effort mattered. The waiting mattered. The healing mattered. The release mattered. And the faith mattered. And now the receiving. It matters. Do not keep standing in the doorway asking if you're worthy to enter life that the Most High has been preparing you for. You're not who you were when this began. You're stronger, you're clearer, you're wiser, you're more grounded, you're more discerning, and you're more ready than you think. So the manifestation may not look exactly how your fear expected it to look, but your spirit will recognize what is aligned. So pay attention is the huge message coming through from the Most High at this time. The confirmation is here, the opening is here, the shift is here, it's all the shift, that's why it's all the things, whatever the things are. Everyone's going through some different things, but everyone can see what the things are, and the things that are shifting are leading you into whatever that new beginning is for you. Oh, I'm hearing it so clearly. The shift is here. The answer is here. The blessing is here. The receiving season is here. And this is time, okay? This time, you don't have to chase it. You only have to recognize it, honor it, and allow yourself to receive it this time. So take a deep breath. And let your shoulders drop. Open your hands and say, I'm ready. I am ready. Because what you have been waiting for is here. If this message resonated with you, you can comment, I'm ready to receive, or just comment, I heard it all, or I stayed until the end so that I know that whoever this message was truly meant for got their entire message. Because this is not just the end of a reading series. This is the energetic closing of a cycle. May what is aligned find you. May what is true confirm itself. May what is ready arrive in peace. May what is yours meet you without confusion. May the reward of your faith become visible in your life. And may you receive it without shrinking. Blessings, beautiful soul. I send you all my light, my love, and my blessings. And I will see you in my next reading.